Hello, everyone, and welcome once again. It's that time again. Oh, yes, sir. It's that time again. I am JT, aka the Master, and this is For No Reason Fantasy Football on this fine rainy. It's rainy. It's cloudy. It's going to rain again and again and again. It's one of those days. A typical summer. It's going to rain. It's going to be hot and muggy. It is what it is, okay? It is what it is. So I'm telling you this. We're talking about fantasy football as always. As always, talking about fantasy football. And the fact is this, and I say that so much, and the fact is this. I'm going to talk about the top offenses in the NFL and fantasy football. Why are we talking about the top offenses? These are the guys that you want to get on your team in fantasy football to get the most points each week during the course of a fantasy football season, NFL season, to get the best opportunity for you to get into the playoffs and also to even win a championship. So this is key. This is important. And I'm going to break a few things down for you. A few things down that you may not be aware of, that you may say, let me think about that. Never thought about that. Well, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to help. Believe it or not, whether you're in my league, you're in another league, or whatever, I don't care. I'm putting the information out there to inform you. You do with it what you want. All right? If you want to use it, or if you say I'm full of it, fine. Fine. I'm putting it out there. I'm trying to educate. Not that people need education, but you always need to learn something new. Always need to learn something new. Whether it's good or bad, it just helps. It just helps you along the way. Whether it's bad, okay, it's a learning lesson. Whether it's good, it's still another learning lesson. Just keeps you informed about information that may be important to you. Like I said, you can throw it out if you want. I don't care. But I wanted to get it out there to you to help. Now, I'm going to put this out there, okay? And I'm going to put it on the screen after the fact. But I'm going to go through the offenses that are going to have issues going into the NFL season that I see are going to have issues. Maybe not. But because, there's always a turnover and always things that are surprising in each NFL season, whether it's in the American Football Conference or in the National Football Conference. The two conferences always have surprise teams. Always. There's at least 6 teams, if you didn't know, there's at least 6 teams that made the playoffs last season that won't make it this season. Okay? And I'm trying to stimulate that conversation so you'll be able to be better informed. Better informed. So let me go through the offenses that I see that are going to have issues before we get to the ones that I think you should key in on. Okay? And I know if Mr. FSP would be here, he would probably not be too happy about my 32nd rated offense, which would be the Arizona Cardinals. Let me turn this music off, which would be the Arizona Cardinals. And in my opinion, in my humble opinion, the Arizona Cardinals, whether they traded for DeAndre Hopkins or not this offseason, the team won't have Kyler Murray for the first half of 2023, as everyone who is in football knows that he's recovering from ACL surgery. This means this unit will be very bad for quite a while until Murray gets physically and technically back up to speed. It's the football world, including myself, is expecting the Arizona Cardinals to be really bad, really bad. They don't have a very stout defense to help keep them in games, and they're lacking their starting quarterback. They're lacking their best wide receiver. Now, some of you like Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, okay. Rondell Moore, okay, and the like, but they don't have a lot of weapons. They do not have a lot of weapons. Next on a hit list would be the Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts are in a major transition period with new head coach Shane Steichen. They have arguably the most talented quarterback prospect in a draft with Anthony Richardson. But he also has a lot of learning to do. Chances are Gardner Minshew is starting early for this team, and the former Florida quarterback has already impressed this summer and could surprised by being the team's the team's week 1 signal call. Okay, so we don't expect a lot from Anthony Richardson. I know that I have in my last draft, which was last. Hold on a minute, Jesus Christ. Hello, I'm on a show. I'm on a show. What do you mean, no, I'm not? I'm on live right now. Hold on a minute. All right, people, hold on a minute. I'm having some technical difficulties, and I got to see what's going on here. Got to see what's going on because they're telling me I'm not on StreamYard. And I'm saying I'm on live. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's a black screen. I'm amazed that I don't have a I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Don't know what's going on. Hold on a minute. Don't know. Don't know. I'm on. I'm on. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about. Anyway, let me go through this. I don't know what the Mr. FSP is talking about because I see myself on Facebook. And I have no idea what he's talking about. I see myself on Facebook. Absolutely. So I don't know. I have no idea. Um, I'm here. I'm here. Anyway, I'm talking about. I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm talking about. All right, let me do this, people. Let me do this. I got to take care of this real quick to try to get Mr. FSP here. I'm gonna invite him again, and we'll see what happens. But right now, I know you can see me on Facebook. I know you can see me on Facebook. And for whatever reason, Mr. FSP cannot. I don't know why. I have no idea why. But we're going to take care of this right now. All right. I don't know. I'm having some technical difficulties here. I don't know what's going on. I know I can see myself on Facebook. I know I can see myself on Facebook. So I know I'm there. So hang with me for a minute. Let me get this straightened out, and maybe we can continue this show. Okay. Um, whatever happens, happens. Okay. But I don't know what's going on with my broadcast, but we're going to bring it to you, people. We're going to bring it to you. Just hang with me, hang with me. Hang with me. And we'll get through this. We will get through this. And we'll get through this. We will get through this. All right, people. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Okay. Like I said, we're going to be going and through the uh we're going to do like I said, the players that, oh God, the offenses that are horrible. And we got through the Indianapolis Colts. And now we're going to go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, just like Jordan Love, Kyle Trask, and Baker Mayfield have huge shoes to fill with the future Hall of Famer Tom Brady. Unfortunately for them, they have a veteran head coach leading things and worthwhile weapons like Mike Evans and already on the roster. But they did not do much to improve the offense after losing one of the most dangerous weapons in the game's history. We're talking about Tom Brady. And I got to believe that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are not going to be that offense. They're going to try to be, but they're not going to be that offense, okay, that they were when they had Tom Brady. Trust me when I say that. Oh man. And I don't know what happened, but Mr. FSP, I think he's here now. I don't know if it was him or if it was me, but I was on, and I'm bringing him on now. Mr. FSP, what's he be? I don't know what happened to you.
Well, I'll show the people what I saw from the previous.
I don't know, man.
Thing, you know, I had a black screen for like 7 minutes.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know if y'all can see that, but it was a black screen. I'm sitting there waiting.
Let me tell you. You told me you couldn't see me.
Let me blow it up.
Wait, listen to what I'm saying. I went on my Facebook page and I saw it. So I don't know what you called me and told me because I think it was on your end, man. It couldn't have been on my end because I went on the web and saw Facebook.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are two, you know what? It definitely wasn't on my end. Definitely. I just followed the link you sent. You may have created two separate links. I don't know. But the link you sent at my time, 6:30, was the one that I followed.
Okay.
So I'm just saying.
Well, all I can tell you is the link. I copied the link from StreamYard and sent it to you.
It's okay.
And I recopied it again to send it to you.
It's okay. It's okay.
So anyway, we're talking about offenses, man. We're talking about offenses. And last season, this is the last season, not much except for the top spot of last season, or top two spots. And the reason why the top two spots from last season were the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Arizona Cardinals in seconds per play. Now, I'm going to go to seconds per play. I'm also going to go to yards per play and points, first downs per play with these offenses. I already said that in this order, Arizona, Indianapolis, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to probably be one of the worst three offenses in the league this season, for the simple reason, quarterback change. And the capability of the quarterback and how the offense is going to flow. You got one quarterback that's out completely until he he heals up, and that's Kyler Murray. Then you have Colts with Anthony Richardson as the new quarterback, and you don't know if who's going to start in the offense, whether it's going to be Gardner Minshew or Anthony Richardson. You got Tampa Bay with losing a Hall of Famer in Tom Brady, and then you have another quarterback issue, 29th, with the Houston Texans. Despite all talk in different directions with the top pick in the NFL draft, the Houston Texans used their first selection on a potential franchise quarterback in C.J. Stroud. Unfortunately, there's not very much around the quarterback heading into 2023, which could mean big-time struggles for the quarterback in year one with first-time head coach DeMeco Ryans. And unfortunately, you know what? This is ironic because from 32 up until this point, there's been some quarterback issues or supposedly quarterback issues for the foreseeable future in the 2023 season for the teams I have just talked about. And I'm also talking about at number 28, which happens to preside about 4 or 5 hours from me, which is the Washington. And I'm saying Washington Commanders, but that name's going to change. Now, Carson Wentz is out. Sam Howell will get his chance to prove he can lead an offense in his second year in the league. He showed some nice signs in training camp and in the final game of the season, but there's a solid talent around him in Brian Robinson, Terry McLaurin, and I have to say Jahan Dotson, and also Anthony Gibson. So there's a legit upside to this offense in 2023. Huh? Antonio Gibson. Thank you. But right now, got a second-year quarterback with very limited experience, and a new offensive coordinator, which should help. Maybe they can jump up more, but I doubt it. We'll see what happens. I got number 27. Same problem. One has to expect there will be growing pains for the number 1 overall pick in Bryce Young in year one with the Carolina Panthers. Now, he's got a quarterback-friendly new head coach in Frank Wright and a solid veteran pieces around him like Miles Sanders, DJ Shark, and Adam Thielen. Now, to me, people, and I've said this before multiple times, and I'll keep saying it, these are second-tier players. They're not top-tier players. They're second-tier players. If that. Miles Sanders, he benefited from a strong offense. DJ Shark, he benefited from a strong offense. Adam Thielen, he benefited from a strong offense. Now you have the Carolina Panthers, who are not a strong offense, with a rookie quarterback. The only good thing about it, like I said before, he's got a quarterback-friendly new head coach. Okay, but not a great offensive line. The defense is decent, but not top 10. They're decent. They're not top 10. So I expect that offense to struggle. It's ironic. I'm going from 32, and now I'm at the Green Bay Packers at number 26. And what do I have again? Quarterback issue. New quarterback taking over. He's got huge shoes to fill because Aaron Rodgers left. But if he can be anywhere as productive as Aaron Rodgers was when he took over from Brett Favre, then the Green Bay Packers were going to be absolutely thrilled about that. Now, they got some solid pieces around them, extra motivation inside the organization to make him a success and prove that trading the team, Adam Rodgers, the team's quarterback in previous years, was the right move. Now, like I said, and this is again, I'm going to keep regurgitating this for the simple fact that every team I've named since number 32 has quarterback issues, quarterback question marks. And this The Pittsburgh Steelers at 25 have quarterback question marks. Some people think they don't, but I got to believe the Pittsburgh Steelers had a very strong finish to the 2022 season. Now, Najee Harris proved to be a legit number one running back, and they added Allen Robinson II in a trade. Now, if Kenny Pickett, and it's a big if Kenny Pickett continues to develop, this group could quickly fly up the offensive rankings in the NFL. I'm telling you, everyone I've named, and I'll keep saying this, has an issue with the quarterback, whether it's a rookie, whether it's a second-year quarterback, or a quarterback that, which I'm going to name right now, has had issues, serious issues in the offense, and took a huge step back with the Denver Broncos. When Sean Payton, as head coach, one would expect the Denver Broncos offense and Russell Wilson to be far better in 2023. They really can't get much worse. That's true. If I'm not mistaken, they were hovering around 14, 16 points a game average. That's horrible. That's absolutely bottom of the barrel. This will be a group to watch with the mad offensive scientist Payton looking to guide the unit back to promise next season. Now, they do have a good defense, and that kept them in a lot of games. If they were somehow able to land free agent Dalvin Cook, they could rapidly become a top 15 team. Okay. Now we got another team that doesn't have. Well, I don't. He's probably this quarterback's only on his last leg. He's probably not going to be with the team next year, and they drafted a quarterback that has huge stretch question marks. At number 23, I have the Tennessee Titans. Despite several major cuts to the roster in the offseason, the two key parts of the 2020 offense remain with Derrick Henry and their quarterback, Ryan Tannehill. Those two don't lead an elite group, but they are still very competent offense with Tannehill in charge. However, I'm not loving this guy. Rookie Will Levis and even Malik Willis. They drafted two quarterbacks in back-to-back years, and I'm not thrilled with either one of them. Wait in the wings if Tannehill falters. Well, if he falters, they're in big trouble. It should make things very interesting this summer. But you know what they say: if you have three quarterbacks, you really have none. Then you go. So, like I said, all these teams I've named so far, from 23 to down to 32, have questions on either quarterback or overall talent. And number 22, which is the New England Patriots, does not disappoint. This is going to be a make or break year for Mac Jones. Despite rumblings of trades and drafting a quarterback with their top pick, Jones will get to prove he's a young star with a new offensive coordinator, Bill O'Brien. Now, Bill O'Brien, he's back into where you should be. And I'll give him that. He's a decent offensive coordinator. He's not a good head coach. So maybe they can bring the best out of this offense, meaning Mac Jones and Bill O'Brien. But even with Juju Smith-Schuster, who's going to be a key replacing Jacoby Myers after leaving in free agency. We'll see about that. Okay. I'm not too thrilled on the New England Patriots. Then we got this team here, former Super Bowl champions, and how quickly the mighty have fallen. The Los Angeles Rams had a rough year on offense last year. Matthew Stafford's body failed him as he dealt with multiple injuries, and Cooper Kupp missed most of the year with a bum ankle. If they can regain their health in 2023, it's hard to imagine this group remaining outside the top 20 for very long. There is just too much talent on the field and coaching staff for that to happen. Well, we'll see.
Jerry,
and what's that?
Jerry, Am I ever going to say anything? I just wanted the last 30 minutes. I ain't said nothing. So I'm just wondering, am I just here for
relax.
Ambiance?
Just relax.
Oh, relax. For 30 minutes? Okay. I'll watch TV. I mean, I've been sitting for 30 minutes. I ain't said nothing.
Okay, just relax. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna get you there. Okay, just relax.
I mean, it's so much I wanted to say. I'm not gonna remember it. That's what I'm saying. Because you're talking about these different teams. Well, go ahead. I'll watch baseball.
Okay. Now, number 20 is the Cleveland Browns. This offense can't be as bad as they were at times following Deshaun Watson return late last season. The QB is too gifted, and there are some talented skill players like Nick Chubb and Amari Cooper on offense. With a full season of preparation ahead of them, expect the Cleveland offense to be far more dangerous in 2023, especially with the added help of third-round pick. And I love this kid. Tall, he's talented, and he didn't play most of the season because of the injury last season when he was in college at Tennessee. And one of Victor's favorite quarterbacks was thrown to him, Cedric Tillman. So I'm going to stop it here because Mr. FSP is getting impatient. So I'm going to stop it here. All right. I'm going to stop it here about the defenses leading up to where I want to go. I got a few things I want to say about that. But Mr. FSP, I went down to 12 teams I went to. 12 teams I've went to from 20 to 32. I know you want to say something. I'm giving you the opportunity to say something. You're not going to be taking 30 minutes like I did. But,
of course not.
Okay. But I want you to talk about the overall thought of the teams I just talked about, from the Cleveland Browns down to the Arizona Cardinals.
Firstly, I don't know who the hell Tillman is. He's not my favorite. I have no idea what you're talking about. Secondly, I forgot what you said about most of the teams. It would be disingenuous for me to say, repeat what you said, because what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something about Denver. I was gonna mention something about Washington, so I'll talk about those two because those are the ones I remember. Okay. I don't remember the other ones. Denver, yes, a year or so in the offense, and people will understand it. But I think you have an above-average quarterback that can dissect the offense. He's a head quarterback. He's not just a physical quarterback like Richardson and the Colts. Yeah, you mentioned the Colts. I was going to say something about them. So I think you're wrong on that. I think wherever you're getting that information from, because you're getting it from some source, they're banking on the fact that it's going to be a slow curve or a small curve. But when you have the talent on offense that they do, I would say maybe the first 3 to 4 games will be slow. Outside of that, they'll be on the same page very, very soon. It's not like Russell Wilson is Jameis Winston or somebody like that he's going to limit his throwing. Definitely not the case. So I think Drew Brees picked up the first year in the offense with less talent. He picked up the offense and they made the playoffs. I get it, AFC versus NFC, different time frames, so on and so forth. But I think wherever your source is and wherever you're quoting, they're not taking into account the intelligence of the quarterback. As far as Washington goes, it's not the quarterback. It's definitely not the quarterback. It's the fact you have a new offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy. And I've said this before. I like Eric Bieniemy. However, Patrick Mahomes is the one that made that offense work out of broken plays. Will Sam Howell be able to do the same type of magic as Patrick Mahomes? I don't think so. He's not physically gifted as Patrick. He doesn't have the same tight end as Patrick. Again, Travis Kelce bailed him out a lot on plays that were broken. So the original design was okay, but it didn't get anybody open. it took Patrick Mahomes moving around to make it work. In Washington, you don't have that same type of makeup. So I can agree with you somewhat on that. The Colts, you mentioned new quarterback. Yes, Richardson is not going to start. And it does not matter if you don't like, not you per se, but if someone doesn't like Gardner Minshew knows how to play in the NFL, has won in the NFL in the same offense. The question is, will the running back, Jonathan Taylor, be used in abundance to help out a weaker wide receiving core? That would be the hang-up I have there. I don't know what you said about the rest of them. I'm being quite honest because I buzzed through them. That's why I said something. That's why I raised my hand. I'm like, bro, I'm losing my thought because I don't know where you're going. If you're going to go to all 32, I would definitely.
I wasn't going to go with all 32 anyway.
Well, I didn't have. I didn't know where you were going or when I was going to say anything. So I had to raise my hand. But that's what I got.
All right. My underlying thing was that with all those teams not named, the common theme was the quarterback. The common theme was either changing the quarterback or quarterback had a bad year and needed to improve the offense. Because everything goes through the quarterback. Everything goes through the quarterback.
So the bad year, you can't say Sam Howell had a bad year. You can't say
wait a minute. You're missing what I'm saying. I said everything goes through the quarterback. I also said that the Washington Commanders had a second-year quarterback with limited experience with a new offensive coordinator. So I said that's a key into that. I also said that Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson had bad years. They needed to improve their play so the team can improve the offense to be able to win more games. I did say that. Okay.
I mean, you said a lot. You said a whole lot.
I know that, but I kept on emphasizing the main theme of what I was talking about is the quarterback. The quarterback needed to, and I said I'm not a fan of Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett needs to pick it up. He needs to prove that he was worthy of that top pick that Pittsburgh did a couple of years ago. So what I'm saying, the common theme, I emphasize it ad nauseum, was the quarterback. If the quarterback doesn't play well and doesn't push the teams in plays, in first downs, in things that I'm going to go through, then the offense is going to struggle. So when I'm talking, let's talk about this, okay? I didn't go through all 32 teams, but I'm going to go because I got 20 minutes that I want to put this in here. I'm going to go through what makes a good offense. What makes a good offense? The more plays you have, it gives you more opportunities to move the ball down the field and to score points. First thing I'm going to go with is seconds per play. Okay. Now, I can discount the top two because they had a change in quarterback. I don't think their offense is going to be as good as they were last year. I mean, Tampa Bay and Arizona. Tampa Bay had seconds per play at 25.6 seconds per play. Arizona had 27. Then they were number 2. The Chargers were 27.2 at number 3. The Minnesota Vikings were 27.3, along with the Dallas Cowboys, were tied for 4th, along with the New York Jets. The Buffalo Bills, 27.5, were at 7. The Jacksonville Jaguars were 27.9. This is seconds per play. And the Detroit Lions, and remember what I just said here about the Detroit Lions at 28 seconds, and the Philadelphia and Seattle Seahawks, my Seattle Seahawks, 28.2 seconds per play. So they were the top 10 or 11 teams running plays per second. Okay. And tell me who that is.
I'm just showing it since I'm not talking. Who wears number 9 for Seattle?
Is that Kenneth Walker?
That's who it is.
Okay. He's a running back. Okay. We'll talk.
Oh, no. We ain't talking. There's no negotiation. You will pay full price. But for those watching, check us out. But Jerry got to pay full price.
All right, let's move on to the next one. I ain't paying attention to you anymore.
Yards.
We're going to move to yards per play. And this is key. This is key, people. They mean you're moving the ball down the field and picking up huge chunks of yardage down the field. And it's very interesting of what you saw last season and what you potentially going to see this season. The Kansas City Chiefs at number 1 at 6.3 yards per play, along with the Buffalo Bills. This sounds like a playoff type seems, right? Okay. 6.1 were the Buffalo Bills. At number 3 were the Miami Dolphins. And like I said, remember what I told you about. The number 4 was tied with the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers at 5.9 yards per play. Along with the Philadelphia Eagles, who were at 6 at number 5.8. And the Jacksonville Jaguars and my Seattle Seahawks, again, they're up there, 5.7 yards per play. So they pick up almost 6 yards on each play. That's easy first downs. And then we have the Las Vegas Raiders, which is tied with the Seattle Seahawks at 5.7. And surprisingly, with Andy Dalton and whoever, they were the New Orleans Saints were number 10 at 5.6 yards per play. And then we move over to the matter that the points per play. Points per play. This is strong. Okay. And the same cast of characters within the top 10. The Kansas City Chiefs quite naturally at number 1 at bless you, 0.456 points per play. Behind that were the Philadelphia Eagles, the 2 Super Bowl contestants. 0.435 yards. 0.435 points per play. Then the Buffalo Bills, another playoff team, 0.426 points per play. San Francisco 49ers, Kyle Shanahan and company, 0.424 points per play. Here we go. The Detroit Lions, at number 5, 0.415 points per play. Dallas Cowboys, as much as some people hate them, 0.41 points per play. The Miami Dolphins at 0.397 yards per play. Points per play. Jeez, why I keep saying that? The Cincinnati Bengals, 0.394 points per play. My Seattle Seahawks, 0.388 points per play. And the Minnesota Vikings at 0.38 points per play. Okay? So points per play make a difference. You got a high-scoring offense, and you move the ball down the field at a hell of a clip. You get a chance to score some points. The next one I'm going to give you is I'm not going to give that one. I don't want to give that one. That to me that's not feasible. For what I'm going to say is this, and I got 15 minutes. For what I'm going to say is this. I'm going to put on a screen the top offenses, the top 10 offenses in the screen. And these are the top 10 offenses that you should be targeting, players that you should be targeting on those teams. Because they're going to be, I gave you seconds per play. I gave you points per play. And I'm giving you, hold on, let me just do this. I don't want to do that. This is the other one I want to do. Okay. I got one more category I want to give you before I give you on the screen the top offenses. And I know that you're going to say, well, I know the top offense. Well, you know some of them you don't know. Okay? You can always learn something. Don't discount it. You can always learn something, whether it's learning something bad or learning something good. It's up to you that you want to digest it or reject it. No problem. First downs per play. We've heard the Kansas City Chiefs on number one multiple times. This is nothing different. The Kansas City Chiefs at .371 first downs per play. Buffalo's at .351. Philadelphia, you look at these teams, and they're playoff teams. .345 is Philadelphia at number 3. Detroit, you hear me, people? I'm emphasizing some teams here. .344, right behind Philadelphia Eagles. Minnesota Vikings. I love the Minnesota Vikings. I said last year I love the offense, and it proves out. It's proven out. .342 first downs per play. Cincinnati Bengals, another strong playoff team. .341. Number 6 is .332, which is the Miami Dolphins. My Seattle Seahawks coming in at 8. .332, along with the Miami Dolphins. San Francisco 49ers at .331. And at number 10, .329 with the Jacksonville Jaguars. All those teams were playoff teams. Seconds per play, points per play, first downs per play. Come on, people. This is not rocket science. This is not rocket science. You have to do your research. You got to do your research to figure out what you want on your fantasy football team. Who you want, I should say. You want players that are on those 10 teams. And the 10 teams with the best offenses in the NFL are right there on your screen. Right there on your screen. And believe it or not, when you get all those numbers together, you see number 1, it ain't the Kansas City Chiefs. It ain't the Kansas City Chiefs. The number 1 offense last season was the Philadelphia Eagles. Then the Kansas City Chiefs. Then the Detroit Lions. That's what I've been emphasizing, people. Detroit Lions are in that conversation. They're in that conversation. Followed by the Buffalo Bills, Minnesota Vikings, Dallas Cowboys, my Seattle Seahawks, San Francisco 49ers, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Cincinnati Bengals come in at number 10. The Cincinnati Bengals come in at number 10. You got a strong crop of players to gather on your fantasy football squad when it comes to fantasy football draft and your roster. Look at those teams. There is no team that within that top 10 that you don't want at least one player from that team. Mr. FSP, what do you think? Or were there any surprises? Let me put it that way. On that list that I gave you.
Yeah.
And the stats that I went down on that list.
Seattle, they are a very heavy run team. And I personally believe that Geno Smith is going to regress. I think he's going to regress rather hard. Even though you have Jackson and Jigba, Smith as the new toy, so to speak. The fact that they didn't draft another quarterback this year tells me either Geno is going to be the man for 2 years, or they're waiting for the better crop of quarterbacks this upcoming year, because they'll be in the hunt. Kenneth Walker is a good reason why they were able to score or do whatever. Because if you think about it, Geno didn't throw too many bombs to his wide receivers. There were seam routes. There were seam routes to the tight end, and some that went up the sideline. But it was mainly a post. It was a medium range pass that the receivers got and did the rest of the work. Not all of them, but the majority of them. So I don't expect Geno to come close to what he did last year. Because why? Totally different schedule. Meaning the type of teams he played last year are not the type of teams he's going to play this year. And they play a tough line of teams. So, not Minnesota, but Minnesota this year is also a surprise. But for me, the biggest surprise in this list is Seattle. Just not because you wouldn't think there would be a offensive powerhouse. Last year, okay. I mean, they did it. This year, no. And definitely not Minnesota without a strong running back.
Okay. Is that all you got to say?
Yeah, you said you only got a few more minutes.
Okay. Anyway, I know you how you feel about Geno Smith, but that's okay.
It don't matter how I feel about Geno.
Whatever your opinion is, it is what it is. I'm not going to go back. We're not going to go back and forth. It is what it is. I mean, he was the best deep ball thrower in the NFL last season, but okay, no problem. No problem.
Yeah,
no
last
problem.
year. That's what I just said.
Nothing. Well, let me ask you this one single question. Besides who they drafted, has anything changed or anything for them to regress on their offense?
Yes. Yes.
Tell me what you think, and I'm asking for an opinion. I'm not trying to fight you here. I'm asking.
I mean, you guys close your question.
Well, I'm asking what pieces did they lose that they're going to suffer on offense that they didn't have last year?
It's not the pieces they lost on offense. It's the schedule they're going to face, the defenses they're going to face. That's the big difference. It has nothing to do with the talent. They added Njigba. Whoop-de-doo. They added another tight end. Whoop-de-doo. But they're going to face way better defenses.
They added another running back, wide receiver, and a tight end. They added three key pieces.
A running back is not going to – okay, you think, and some people think, it's going to be a time shift. I'm telling you, I'll put it this way. In my opinion, the rookie running back will see time, but not as much as you're giving him credit for to be that big of an impact. That's the point of that. That running back, yeah, he was drafted, but he's not going to see the field that much that he creates a huge impact, which would then diminish Walker's status as a RB1. That's not going to happen. He will play, but not to the extent that he's going to have a major impact.
Okay. No problem. All right, people. It's that time. I'm about to get out of here. Is there anything that you want to say before I leave here, Mr. FSP?
Yeah, I could have stayed asleep if I was going to talk twice in an hour. But what do I got? Saturday, going over the NFC East. It's going to be, hopefully I get the NFC East and the AFC East, but if not, I'll just do the NFC East because as we scroll down there, Philly's the number one offensive team. That might be the case, but I believe Dallas is going to give them a run for their money. I really do. If they can get a couple things taken care of. So I want to talk about that. As you mentioned, Washington has a new offensive coordinator, a second-year quarterback that only played one game, with Jacoby Brissett as the backup. Talk about the news coming out of D.C. because by that time, supposedly, July 21st, Commanders are sold. They're no longer Daniel Snyder's team. Supposedly, we'll talk about that. The Giants will also see if Saquon Barkley has signed that tenure. I mean, not the tenure, the tag. So it's a lot to talk about. And I'll make sure to lay it all out, give you the thoughts, and wins and losses. Wins and losses. That's it.
All right, with that being said, I appreciate you coming on the show, even though there were some technical difficulties. It is what it is. Enjoy the rest of the week. And, oh, my God, let me see it. What the hell is going on?
I got work. I don't know about you.
And we're out of here. Peace, people. See ya.
Is there music?